So this is multi-generations before you. There were some bands who literally didn't even have singers. Like when Journey first started, they didn't even have Steve Perry. They didn't even want a singer. They had Greg Raleigh, but for the most part, they just did jam stuff. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Glitch in the Matrix. So today, doing something I think is pretty cool. This is considered the most famous rock song in history. We're doing Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, and I was actually very happy to find out he's never heard it, which is obviously a major disservice by me, the fact that he's never heard it, but we're catching up and we're doing it today. It's got one of the most iconic beginnings and intros and guitar riffs. I mean, just stuff that it just resonates with almost everybody. So like to find out that you haven't heard it, I think is a very cool thing that I can kind of watch this with you. It's a live version. It's a very good version as well. So I'm really excited about it. So the song Stairway to Heaven. So Robert Plant, the lead singer, actually has been said to say it depends on what day of the week it is as to what this song means to him. So it can be interpreted a lot of different ways. The only definitive thing he has said, though, is that on the very early sides of the song, it's about a woman who comes into a whole lot of money and she realizes that life doesn't really mean a whole lot. And even with a whole lot of money, it still doesn't get her into heaven and stuff like that. But the rest of the song, it's like a 12-minute song or a 10-minute song. It really can just mean a lot of different things, just kind of depending on what day of the week it is for Robert Plant. So, there's a whole lot of different ways to look at it. I'm sure we'll get tons and tons of comments about what it means to them or what they insist it means, period. A lot of people like to just say, no, this is what it is, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. I like those comments as well.
Let us know below in the comments below what you guys think it means.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is one of those anomalies that it can be interpreted so many different ways. So let's see how he likes it. This is actually a very, very slow song. The last couple of minutes, it kicks in and it's awesome. But for the most part, this is a pretty slow, mellow song, but it's freaking awesome, epic. And I'm hoping that you see when you watch this as to why it is the most famous rock song in history. So let's get into it. Get out there and subscribe. Got a lot more coming, a lot already out there. For now, here we go. Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. And when she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. She's buying the stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven, and I think you can see that. of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. Whisper that soon, if we all call the truth, then the Bible will lead us to reason, and a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forests will echo with laughter. Does anybody remember laughter? Some good news, yes sir. sworn I'm wanting all love to be a rock and not to roll, not to roll. And she's falling a stairway to heaven.
So, two things before I kind of get into your side of it. The first thing I maybe should have mentioned before we even started is the 70s was a major time period of jam bands. Like, it was not uncommon for bands to just have humongous long instrumentals in the middle of the song.
Yeah.
Or really long intros and stuff like that. There was some bands who literally didn't even have singers. Like when Journey first started, they didn't even have Steve Perry. They didn't even want a singer. They had Greg Raleigh, but for the most part, they just did jam stuff and were trying to make it that way. Santana, which actually a lot of the band members from Journey came out of, Santana was an all musical band. I mean, this was not an uncommon thing in the 70s. So when you have a 11-minute song sitting here like this one, there's always major major jam sessions somewhere in the song, if it's coming out of the 70s. But it's got probably the most kind of famous guitar intro, well, obviously in history. I mean, it's the most famous rock song in history, and I think a lot of it is one, it of course came out in the 70s. Led Zeppelin was ginormous at the time, and this song has just been just epic over the years. So I know this is even pre my generation. So I mean, this is like a generation before me. So this is multi-generations before you. So I mean, overall, what did you think of it though?
I liked it. It wasn't bad. I mean, clearly it's one of the greatest rock songs of all time.
Yeah.
And I can see why. But me personally, now I'm getting a lot of hate for this. I wouldn't listen to it really. Times have changed like dramatically. Like I don't think any I don't think any guy or girl my age would really want to listen to this.
Okay.
Like, it's and not I'm not saying it's not a bad song. I love that guitar solo. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Overall it's a great song. It's a great song. But it's really long. And it started off really slow, and for today's generation, it's just times have changed.
Yeah, and I understand that completely, and I do think that this is one of those things. To me, this kind of, I could see for a generational thing. This song, let me compare it to beer. Not a lot of people drink beer for the first time ever. And are like, oh, this is the greatest drink I've ever had. I love beer. Most people drink beer for the first time. I'm like, what is the big deal? This is terrible. A lot of people like it, but it's one of those things that the more you hear it, you start to really understand what it's about, why it's so epic and legendary, and things like that.
That's the case with me. So I don't take it easy on me. All right, guys, take it. I can clearly see why it's the great, considered the greatest rock song in history. It's a great song. I'll give it to that. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. No, that's fair enough, and I get it.
That's my honest opinion.
No, and that's what we're looking for here. So I get that, and I respect the hell out of that. So hey, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know any thoughts in the comments. And get out there and subscribe. Got a lot more coming and a lot already out there. Fun stuff. And trying to get creative. We're going to have music all over the spectrum. Metal, rock, classic rock, whatever. You guys have suggestions. I actually try to look at all the comments and take recommendations. So put them out there and we'll get to them hopefully soon enough. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time. Okay.